Hi and welcome to Queensland Weekender. Now we love taking you to far-flung corners of the state, but you know, sometimes the best holiday spots are right here on your doorstep. Brisbane must be doing something right. Last year, the city welcomed a record number of visitors from here and overseas for an overnight stay, close to 8 million. But what do the people who live in Brizzy think of their city and the way it's evolving? Well, later in the show, we'll meet the man who wants to know. Also coming up today, a celebration of local beers on the Sunshine Coast.
Actually, that is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Exploring Lamington National Park.
This is Bellburn Lookout.
Wow, this is stunning.
Plus a chance to win tickets to Wintons Way Out West Festival. First up though, the lovely Liz.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel.
Next stop, the observation door.
And I'm feeling good.
I am feeling good right now. When I have friends visit the Gold Coast, I tell them, this is a must-do. I've done it before, but never at sunset. And I think there's a real treat in store for me.
And that treat will be taking place at this tower. I'm at a building that's familiar to many, one of the most recognisable high-rises on the Gold Coast, Q1. It's home to Sky Point Climb, the highest external building climb in the nation.
I've just departed the 77th floor. I've got 298 steps ahead of me. I can't wait to get to the top.
Yep, the elevator takes you to the observation deck on the 77th floor.
Wow, look at this view!
And then you simply walk outside and climb the rest of the way to the top. Lisa Allington is my climbing guide, and regardless of the number of times she's been to the top, each climb manages to offer up something different.
Here's the wind. It is southerly today, so she's a bit brisk. It's not too bad today. We've had worse.
Oh, I can imagine. Do you do this in all conditions?
All conditions.
Seasons, all days
Sometimes when it's raining, we'll be above the clouds. So when we go back inside, we won't actually be wet, and people are going, have you really been outside?
And as if the climb isn't heart-pumping enough, there's no escaping the lean back. And with a sheer vertical drop of 270 metres, it definitely heightens the experience.
Oh, you must look like such a minor adjustment for you that I can feel the wind on my back.
And as I mentioned a little earlier, the added extra on today's climb has to do with the time of day. Climbing the external stairs of Q1 as the sun sets offers a completely different perspective.
Look at that view. Have you found that these twilight climbs have been well received?
Absolutely, and it's really romantic as well, so we get a lot of our proposals. We've had over 150, close to 200 proposals, and lots of those are at twilight, as you can imagine. I like the twilight because you get both views, so you get the daytime, you get the dusk time, and then you get the nighttime as well, so you've got all the lights coming on.
And if the idea of climbing in the dark appeals to you, the Sky Point team have recently introduced night climb. And as the day turns to night, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more unique vantage point to look out over our famous glitter strip.
The amount of locals we get up here, and they have brought friends and family because they're staying here, and they say, why haven't I done this before?
Yeah, so
it just
true.
gives such a different perspective from up here.
It's been 6 years since I last did this climb, and today has been such a great reminder why this is one of the top things I tell people to do when they visit the Gold Coast. You've got to see this view.
The Sky Point climb operates out of the Q1 building in Surfers Paradise and takes approximately 90 minutes from start to finish. It's definitely a wonderful way to see the Gold Coast, even if you're afraid of heights. The fact you're tethered to the railing the entire time means you feel very secure despite the height. Day climbs and twilight climbs operate daily, and the brand new night climbs are held every Friday and Saturday night.
Next month, there's a great reason to jump in the car and head to the Southern Downs for the annual Kalani Picnic Basket Day. It's on Sunday, the 22nd of April from 10 a.m. till 4 in the beautiful grounds of Melrose Station. You can picnic by the lake, enjoy the live music, and stock up your picnic baskets with wonderful local goodies. It's a fabulous family day out, not to be missed.
Enjoy that. Thank you so much.
That looks good. Good choice.
Stay with us after the break. Kip taste tests some fine brews on the Sunshine Coast.
We had to road test every single beer with every single cheese, so we kept going for a while. Then we double checked and then we triple checked as well.
Blonde or brown, pale ale or pilsner, craft beers have come a long way the last few years. Formerly the dark arts of men tinkering and tweaking in their backyard sheds, donning luscious beards, covered head to toe in tats.
Craft beer these days, it's totally mainstream, and today we're on the Sunshine Coast, seeing everything through a little hint of amber and celebrating everything beer.
Today's affair has assembled over 160 beers and 38 brewers from around the country for the first ever Sunshine Coast Beer Festival, with names like
Evil Brother, Ginger Kid,
Captain Paddock,
The Flying Brick.
It's sure to be off tap. Emma Greenbatch has seen the beer scene frothing in the last 12 months. As GM of the Food and Agribusiness Network, it's her job to keep abreast of the current trends.
I think there's probably been at least half a dozen set up in the last 12 months. We've got cider, we've obviously got lots of microbreweries as well, and they're all coming together, wanting to work together and grow the industry here in the region.
It's a bit of a dream, isn't it, when you think about it? You go, I'm moving to the Sunshine Coast and I'm going to make beer.
It is, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got beaches, sunshine, beer. It's pretty idyllic.
It kind of seems like they're all mates.
Yeah, I know. There's lots here today with mates in their title.
Take it 2 more, mate. 2 more.
Emma's right. What's a beer without any mates?
Is that how it started, just basically making beers for yourselves?
We started drinking the beers first.
It's every man's dream to have an unlimited supply of amber. And Kristen from Your Mates shared that vision, opening up a backyard brewery.
We thought naively, how hard could it be to set something up here on the coast, because there's no one else doing it at the time.
So how do you go then from, making a beer that you go, now this is good, we should be selling this, to actually getting it out and having a product?
Lots and lots and lots of test batches.
Yeah, right. Doesn't sound so bad.
Luckily, when your brewery's called Your Mates, there's never a shortage of mates who are going to come and test those initial batches, whether they're good or not.
Your Mates takes an unconventional approach to naming their beers, personifying each product.
Larry's our easygoing pale ale. He's a bit fruity, he's a bit crazy. He's everyone's best mate. Donnie is a little bit intimidating at first, but once you give him a go, you've got a mate for life.
Yeah, he's good.
And that's what craft brewing is all about. A bloody good time, bloody good beer. Adam from Stalwart Brewing makes a cracking pale ale, taking inspiration from his ancestry.
I've called it the Sacred Chief. It's in honour of my great-great-grandfather, who was a Navajo American Indian.
Is that right?
Yeah, and he emigrated to Australia to the Gympie region in the 1880s. The TP, and this beer is in honour of my Navajo ancestry. My golden ale, I've called it the Dreamtime Warrior. It's in honour of my great-grandmother, who was Aboriginal.
Man.
Yeah, she was from the Cubby Cubby people of the Sunshine Coast.
What a fine local flavour. Speaking of which foods pair well with a superb sherbet? Cheese, of course.
We want to teach people that beer is perfectly acceptable with cheese on the table. The flavour intensity of beer and cheese are actually quite similar. And beer, as opposed to cider and wine, it's got its carbonation and its bitterness, which helps dissolve that creaminess that comes through from cheese, ready to go again for another mouthful.
So let's say knock off work on a Friday, the guys from Kenilworth bring the cheese, you bring the beers, you meet up. Is that how it works?
That's kind of exactly how it happened. Took us about 3 hours. We had to road test every single beer with every single cheese, so we kept going for a while. Then we double checked and then we triple checked as well. And now with the beer, and as I was saying before, that medium body and the carbonation and the bitterness, washes that creaminess away and you go again.
Actually, that is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, that.
The Sunshine Coast Beer Festival plans to be back this year. Head to the Queensland Weekender website for more details.
There are so many ways to take in our beautiful backyard. We love showcasing Queensland. And what could be more Queensland than Waltzing Matilda? And there's a very special event coming up, the reopening of the Waltzing Matilda Centre in Winton. And the good news is, we've got prize packs to give away. Wintons Way Out West Fest is set to be one of the biggest inland music festivals ever held in Queensland, bringing together artists from country, pop, rock and blues. Acts include Jessica Mauboy, John Williamson, The Living End, with many more to follow. It's on from the 19th to the 22nd of April, and we've got 3 prize packs to give away valued at over $1,600 each. They each include festival passes for 4 people, plus a large powered camping site for you to bunk down. Jump onto our Facebook page now to enter. Winners will also have the chance to meet with Luke and Cody at the event.
When we return after the break, Curtis explores the green behind the gold on the Gold Coast.
Any last words?
I'll see you on the other side.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, see ya!
I've been living on the Gold Coast for years, but there's a side to the place that I haven't had the chance to explore, and that's the green behind the gold. Thankfully, discovering the rainforest of the Gold Coast hinterland couldn't be easier, thanks to iconic spots like Binnabarra Lodge.
Binnabarra is a destination for folks wanting to escape from the hustle and bustle of the Gold Coast of Brisbane.
David Smith is the proud manager. You really want the hustle and bustle of the Gold Coast up here though? It's quite tranquil.
It is tranquil, and I think that's what's appealing for people. You know, they can come up here and forget about the troubles of life and relax, detox from their screens and mobile phones, and that's what it's about.
Binnabarra's greatest appeal is its proximity to the World Heritage listed Lamington National Park. It's right on its doorstep.
So, have you ever been up this way before?
No, never. I live on the Gold Coast and didn't even know it was here.
Yeah, the last place you explore is your backyard.
Yeah, that's right. From Binnabarra, guests can easily access a huge selection of rainforest walks.
Really suitable for anyone of any fitness level.
Yep.
We've actually just found out that Australian Geographic has rated our 17.5 kilometre Coomera circuit the second best day hike in Australia.
My bushwalking guide today is Candice, and she's leading me on the short Bellbird circuit.
So this is Bellbird Lookout.
Wow, this is stunning.
Yeah. Welcome to my office. So what we're looking at in the background, that body of water, is Hinds Dam. Before Hinds Dam, we've got Egg Rock, or Currarajin, which is the Yugambeh word for Egg Rock. It's a really special sacred site.
With so much beauty on offer, it's easy to see why Binnabarra is a perennial favourite.
It's a bushwalker's retreat, and that's what it's always been, and we've really tried to keep with our traditions to provide a comfortable place for, a weary hiker to rest. And so the people that come up here, can come and relax, can do the short walks, or they can walk all day and all night and have access to this beautiful national park. We're right in the middle of it. We're surrounded by it.
The Bellbird circuit not only delivers incredible views, but a bit of heart-pumping action. How far are we going?
All right, so it's 165 metres.
Cool.
And you'll end up at about 8 metres high, and that's what you'll be descending down.
All right.
Yeah, so I hope you're all right with heights.
Yeah.
So you're all set to go?
All
Ready?
right.
Any last words?
I'll see you on the other side.
All right, in 3, 2, 1, see ya!
Binnabarra's Flying Fox is the perfect way to cruise through the canopy. Book yourself into Binnabarra Lodge to have an adventure of your very own. There's plenty of accommodation to choose from, including the incredible Sky Lodges. For all the information, head to our Queensland Weekender website.
What will the Brisbane of tomorrow actually look like? After the break, how you can have your say. Whether you come for a holiday or call it home, Brisbane is one of the great cities of the world. But even greatness can be improved upon. Take Brizzy's popular South Bank parklands. What was once rough dockland is now people-friendly green space, peppered with restaurants and cafes.
Thank you very much, Georgia. There we go, Kay.
Thanks, that was
fantastic.
great.
Thanks, Georgia.
Thank you. Joining me for a coffee is Brisbane's Lord Mayor, Graham Quirk. He says South Bank is a blueprint of the way Brisbane keeps reshaping itself. Lord Mayor, take me back in history a bit. Where we're sitting here, this used to be quite industrial, didn't it?
Well, it was very industrial, and this was regarded as perhaps one of the rougher parts of the city. We had a series of pubs and fights on the Friday night were a part of the character of this area. And so then World Expo came along.
From today, this place is a major attraction to be enjoyed by residents of Brisbane.
That just completely changed the whole fabric. The site was cleared, we had the World Expo, and then post-Expo, of course, Brisbane City Council pursued and purchased a section of land here for parkland for the people of Brisbane forever under Lord Mayor Sally Ann Atkinson, and the rest is history.
And isn't it beautiful today?
This is a fantastic spot.
More green space is always welcome, but how else should Brisbane evolve? With 1,300 new residents arriving each month, it's a pressing question. Plan Your Brisbane invites the public to speak up and help shape how the city grows.
Well, the city belongs to everybody, and it's important that people have a say in how that city develops. I mean, none of us like change particularly as human beings.
I can attest to that.
That's human nature. But the reality is that cities do grow. So this is where we want to hear what people have got to say about the future of their city, take all of that into account and then come up with a way forward.
So how can people have their say about the future?
Well, there's a number of ways, Kay, and one of those is an online survey. That's probably the easiest for a lot of people, and that'll be open right through till April. And there's also a game that we've established, which is a quick and easy method of sort of showing what's important to you. And is it lifestyle? Is it affordability of housing? Is it the green space we have in our city?
Now, you're inviting people of Brisbane to share what they love about Brisbane. I'm intrigued to know what you, Graham Quirk, not as Lord Mayor, but what you really love about this city.
Well, I love the way the city has matured in more recent years, Kay. I mean, we are now getting top-level cuisine in this city. We're getting some of the best recognised bars in Australia now in this city.
So food and drink?
Absolutely. I think everyone's into food and drink.
Yep,
but at the local level also, just local parks and places where people can veg out, and those things are important. And so our vision is to create 40% green cover in our city by 2031. We're already at about 37%, and that will continue to grow as we buy more bushland and turn more areas into parkland.
The Brisbane Botanic Gardens at Mount Cootha certainly qualify as treasured green space, especially to 20-year-old Emma Aiden, a final year film student at Griffith University.
It's such a beautiful, peaceful environment here, and it's a nice place to come and just like relax and de-stress when you've got a million things on your mind.
Emma's short film about the gardens won second place in a citywide competition.
So it was the Brisbane City Council's 1+1+1 film competition as a part of the Plan Your Brisbane. So it's one story, one place, 1 minute to showcase your favourite place in Brisbane and what you want to see more of in the future.
And you decided, as a millennial would, to enter at the last minute, is that right?
Yeah, decided the day before the deadline to my two friends, come on, let's go film some stuff in the gardens and make a cool little video together.
Emma moved to Brisbane only a few years ago, but she has clear ideas about how her newly adopted city might grow.
I suppose I'd like to see the green spaces that we do have in Brisbane maintained and kept up to the beautiful standard that they are, even with increasing populations. I think if more people started to use public transport, relied less on their cars, we'd have less pollution around, especially in the city centre, and incorporating that sustainability of green spaces and plants with the actual infrastructure in the city would be a really interesting one.
If you'd like to join Emma and have your say about Brisbane's future, then head to our website to find out more about Plan Your Brisbane. There are plenty of other good ideas you can browse there as well, or search our friends at queensland.com and Queensland Rail Travel. Keep up with our travels on Facebook and Instagram. And a reminder to enter the Way Out West Festival comp on our Facebook page right now. Well, that's a view I've seen many times during my working life here on Mount Cootha, and it never fails to impress. Brisbane really has so much to offer, whether you come for a visit or stay a lifetime. That's all we have time for this week. I really hope you've enjoyed the show, and join us again soon for more Queensland Weekender. Bye for now.